Welcome back, y'all. It's that episode 13 Plowbois podcast in full effect. We got DOC, Kyle Beats, and Young K-Dog. And I'm G Meezy. We the Plowboys coming at you once again. Hot topics.
They want to see those officers arrested.
Trade my 4x4 for a GC3, ain't no more free little Steve. I gave him chance again, I even told him please. I find it crazy the police to shoot you and know that you dead but still tell you to freeze. Fucked up, I seen what I seen. I guess that mean hold him down if he say he can't breathe. It's too many mothers just grieving, they killing us for no reason. Been going on for too long to get even. Throw us in cages like dogs and hyenas. I went to court and they sent me to prison. My mama was crushed when they said I can't leave. First I was drunk, then I sobered up quick when I heard all that time that they gave to Talib. He got a life sentence plus. We just some products of our environment. How the fuck they gon' blame us? You can't fight fire with fire, I know, but at least we can turn off the flames some. Every color person ain't dumb, and all whites not racist. I be judging by the mind and heart. I ain't really
straight off into this. I want to hear your thoughts on the
Rittenhouse case.
Y'all heard of it back in 2020. This guy shot three people. Two of them died. One of them lived. Back in Wisconsin, he was going supposedly defend something or another. He didn't work at the area he was in. He didn't have a vehicle there, but he was there. And his reasoning behind being there was he was defending the property.
House is in a juvenile facility in Vernon Hills tonight, charged with 2 counts of intentional homicide, 1 count of attempted intentional homicide, along with several weapons violations.
People are getting injured, and our job is to protect this business, and part of my job is to also help people. If there's somebody hurt, I'm running into harm's way.
Independent journalist Richie McGinnis interviewed Kyle Rittenhouse the night police say the 17-year-old Antioch teen killed 2 people in Kenosha.
Are you from the area?
I am from the area.
What brought you out here tonight? You just wanted to provide medical attention?
Provide medical attention to people that need it. Somebody's injured. Like, you get hurt, I'm grabbing you.
Wisconsin Lieutenant Governor reacted to the charges and why Rittenhouse was even in Kenosha.
These armed men who have no connection to even this state. The guy's from our town. So think about how ridiculous that is. Who is he accountable to? Nobody. And for him to even be able to shoot somebody and still walk away from the scene. I mean, they talked about finding a knife inside of the car, not even on Jacob Blake's person. But this guy's carrying around a long gun, killed somebody, just walking freely, was able to get back home to Illinois. Then, we got a much bigger problem on our hands.
So he brought his AR-15 out there while people were protesting. And he was confronted. And 2 people tragically lost their lives because of Rittenhouse. He's in trial right now. As we speak, the jury is deliberating. They've been deliberating for 3 days. This is a current event, a hot topic right now. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you think the verdict will be. I want to know if you think he's guilty of murder or if it was self-defense. K-Dog, let me know.
Been following this trial for a little bit. Hadn't really got into it until probably last week sometimes when we were out on that trip. And, one of the lawyers brought up a good question, He said, why did this man bring a gun to what was a fist fight? Why did this man bring a gun to what was people who were trying to peacefully protest? Every time you have a protest going on, you may have some people who They're not peaceful protesters. So, you know, they may get into it with somebody else, you know. But if his intentions were to bring a gun to this peaceful protest, to bring a gun into a scene that no other guns were needed, no other guns were there, no, I think he should be found guilty of murder because of the fact that he brought a gun to a scene that a gun was not needed for, you know? And maybe he didn't have premeditation upon his mind, you know? Maybe these shots were not premeditated. But he definitely showed intent by bringing a gun. I don't know what the jury is gonna decide. I can't make that determination, you know? If you look at history and some of the things that have happened before, he may get off. You know, it may come back with a jury deadlocked and a mistrial is found. I just, you know, I rest in peace, and I pray to all of the family members of anybody who lost a loved one, you know, anybody who's suffering throughout any of this, you know, any family members who have to sit there and relive this day every day of their life. And like right now, they're up at night wondering, you know, is he going to be found guilty, or is he going to get off for killing my loved one, you know? I thank God that I'm not in those shoes right now, but I also pray to God that justice is found. So
straight up, man, we gotta definitely hope for justice, man, in a situation like that, cause it ain't no easy answer. They got plenty of families affected by it. The fact of the matter is, the verdict gotta come. Whether there's a mistrial, whether there's an appeal, a continuation, whatever it may be, something's gonna have to happen. Somebody died. 2 people died by your hands. Now, whether or not the jury want to say you was self-defense, you was not guilty of the intent of murder, then that's, you know, their choice, what they choose to do. It's not a good sign from the defense standpoint. I'll say the prosecution standpoint. The longer they stay in deliberation, they thinking about he's innocent. They thinking about there's reasonable doubt to convict. You know, that's what I've learned, you know, watching, you know, law shows. I'm no lawyer. You know, I listen to some of the case, and fact is, you know, just my chime in right here and right now, I think he's guilty. I think he's guilty. You go to a protest with an AR, you picking a fight. And if the fight come to you and you blast on somebody, you got to deal with the consequences. You know, I just think that, you know, when you seeking an incident, when you seeking trouble gonna find you. You know, you could have stayed your ass at home. You knew they was protesting. You knew you could be confronted walking around with an AR strapped to you, and then you blasted on 3 people, man. Come on, yeah. He might have been attacked. Somebody might have been trying to stop him from shooting others. I think one of the during the case, they had an EMT that testified that when he saw him, he thought that he was an active shooter.
To attend, the Illinois teen accused of killing 2 people during protests in Kenosha goes before a judge, as the lone survivor of that attack is speaking about that horrific night.
Gage Grosskreutz often joined the crowd as a medic.
Because everybody has the right to freedom of speech, and everybody has the right to be safe when they're doing that.
Demonstrators turned their attention to Kenosha following the shooting of Jacob Blake. Gage went down on that Tuesday to continue to offer medical help, and he says this time it was much more tense.
It felt like a war zone. I mean, it was completely different than anything I'd experienced in Milwaukee.
His attorney wouldn't let him go into many details, but court documents say video shows 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse shoot and kill 2 men. Gage was shot in the arm and survived, he says, in part thanks to another person who helped him with the tourniquet.
When you realized the severity of your injury, did you ever think you weren't going to make it?
Yeah, I thought that was a very real possibility. Immediately after being shot, I knew that I had a good 3-4 minutes to stop the bleeding, otherwise I could potentially pass out.
He says he spent about a week in the hospital and underwent multiple surgeries. He says he's still in a lot of pain. Meanwhile, Rittenhouse's attorneys are claiming he fired in self-defense.
The EMT that testified during the case saw him and said he thought he was just an active shooter, not somebody defending himself, not somebody protecting property like the defense is trying to say, but Rittenhouse is at his house right now. He out on bond, waiting on the jury. So us four right now, we the jury. Let's see what K-Dog say guilty. I say guilty. That's 2 out of 4. We got a hung jury. Kabis, I'm going to you.
Man, for me, in my opinion, I'm straight up real with you. I really don't give a shit. Like, I'm gonna just tell you straight up. The media's putting this shit in everybody's face as a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Just plain and simple. It's a murder case going down in every city and every state in this country. And they ain't putting no fucking shadow blast on that shit. Okay? That little dude, I don't think he's guilty of murder. Like you said, he did take his gun out there. He took his gun out there because he knew there wasn't no protest, bro. They was setting shit on fire. The reason why he got into it with the people in the first place, they was setting them cars on fire. They was setting trash cans and shit on fire. He went over there to try to stop it. Now, for that shit right there, to me, you guilty of something. Because you want to be Lieutenant Dan, you want to play the police, you ain't got no badge. That ain't your job to do. But he overzealous. He want to be a cop. He want to be an EMT. He want to jump into the fray. Now you in it. Now you on trial for murder. You see what I'm saying? Like you said, he should have stayed. To me, he should have stayed his ass at home. As far as the murder, I'm strapped. Anywhere I go, I'm gonna take my piece with me. From growing up as a kid, the life I lived, what I seen with my own 2 eyes, somebody might run up on you at a stop sign. You know what I'm saying? You might be in your car at a red light and somebody might run up on you. Am I wrong if somebody run up on me at a red light and I pull out my piece and I blast him? Is that murder? The Bible say thou shalt not kill. That's something I've been thinking about. If you kill somebody to protect your family, the Bible say thou shalt not kill, but you killed this man. So where do you stand? And for me, the United States, you're not gonna never get justice. The United States not a just system. You can't get justice from an unjust system. You can get a verdict, and more than likely he gonna come back not guilty. Because look what country we in, what city it's in, look at who the judge is, look at who the DA, the prosecution, the defense. You know what I'm saying? I don't look to the United States or to the courthouse for justice because they ain't never gave us justice to begin with. So I ain't gonna never look to them and ask them for justice for conviction or for acquittal. O.J. Simpson got acquitted. To me, it's this side versus that side. It's this team versus that team. He on the wrong team, people don't want him to, people want him to hang. If that would have been a black dude done that same shit, the same people saying, oh, well, he a killer, he this, he that. He was just defending it, you know. So it ain't about, you know what I'm saying? It ain't about what the media trying to make it about. And for me, honestly, I think I think it should be manslaughter or something like that, because he knew he was gonna get into a situation where he was gonna have to defend himself. That's what he took the gun out there for. But he was scared. He's just a kid. He was scared. And he ran. He ran away. You got a duty to retreat. He ran away. He was running down the street. The dudes that was chasing him was convicted criminals, bro. Child molesters, pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? Convicts. Fuck, I think the dude had like 15 something convictions or some kind of 3-5 felonies. You know what I mean? And the dude chasing behind him, he capped him. You know what I'm saying? Same way. Now, everybody up in arms about Rittenhouse, everybody saying R.I.P. Dolph. I don't see nobody saying 222 tips on who shot Dolph Schiller. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I feel like I'm completely against racism. Whether you're white, black, whatever. America got a history of racism. I don't give a shit what your race is. If you're black, if you're white. Like Martin Luther King said, it's about the content of your character. And I don't want to fall into the same trap that white people fell in, thinking they better, or thinking, okay, well, we're going to treat you a certain way because you this, or you a certain way because you that. Everybody to be treated equally under the law. God made everybody. Ain't nobody higher or lower because of their race. Ain't nobody better or worse because of their race. You should be judged based on your decisions, whatever you did. I feel like he was wrong for taking the gun out there. And I think he should be convicted of something. Murder, I think, may be a little bit too rough because that it was self-defense in my opinion, but maybe manslaughter or something like that because he took the gun out there and he knew some shit was gonna pop off. So you put yourself in a position to get the shit, but then you ran and they was on you and you defended yourself, but you put yourself in a position to begin with. So I mean, I don't know, but like I said, man, it's a murder case in every city, every state. But they boosting this shit up because of George Floyd and all of that. So they got a story they want to tell.
It's definitely
and they want to put him in the category with Trump and shit. And they against that.
It's definitely a big case, man. It's definitely something that the country's watching. You know, this was last year, this time, man, you had a multitude of these things going on. We was in, when this happened, it was a riot, protest going on in the state of Wisconsin. It's interesting you say that, man. I don't disagree with nothing you said. You got some valid points, man. I just think about right now, Malcolm X murderers who were convicted of his murder were released today.
You ain't gonna get justice from the United States.
11/18/2021. They were released today. One of them dudes dead.
Yeah, one of them passed away.
And the other one's alive.
Yeah.
It's weird, bro. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. You know,
according to an announcement from the Manhattan DA's office, prosecutors have agreed to vacate the wrongful convictions of two men once imprisoned for the murder of Malcolm X. The New York Times was first to break the news. Mohammed Aziz and Khalil Islam spent decades in prison for the killing. But a joint investigation between the Manhattan DA and the Innocence Project found the FBI and NYPD withheld key evidence that likely would have resulted in their acquittal.
Sometimes things like this come about to distract us, but this trial has been planned. You know, this happened last year. So this is where we at right now. And like you say, the outcome may be not guilty. It may be guilty. I want to hear what Doc think about the Rittenhouse case. He's guilty, Doc? He's not guilty? What do you think?
He's probably guilty on some lesser charges. I think I got to correct K-Dog. He said that he was the only one with a gun out there. No, it was a lot of other people with AK-47s, but nobody else killed anybody. So that's why I think Rittenhouse got to be guilty of something. You had a good bit of people out there with AK-47, but they didn't just go blasting on people, you know. And like you out there with a big old weapon like that, man, you got to kind of use some self-control. You got the upper hand, you got the power. Why is you running around playing like Batman and Robin, cutting flips with AK-47, trying to attract attention to yourself? All you was out there, and me being a business owner, I kind of side with the people with the AK-47. You got to protect your business. Them people out there, they was out there every day tearing up shit, because we had the perfect storm. We had COVID, had everything shut down. People had nothing else to do but go out there and burn shit down, right? When you build a business from ground up, blood, sweat, and tears, waking up early in the morning, and here comes this old bomb just gonna, blow your building up. You kind of feel like, hey, I'm gonna protect my shit. I know what I would have done. I would have grabbed my gun and stood out in front of my big truck or my business, and I say, come over here. I got something for you. Come try to tear my shit up. You know what I'm saying? And Rittenhouse went out there happy-go-lucky. He saw other people with guns out there and he said, well, I'm going. He was a gun fanatic. I think I saw a picture on the internet with him as a little boy. And somebody said they need to charge the parents because this guy was groomed into being a gun lover and a gun toter and all that. So the parent, I think the parents should be charged of something. I think Rittenhouse should be guilty for going over there and stuff, and being in the middle of all that, and being overzealous, I think. But on the other side of it, why is you going to run up to a man with an AK-47 trying to snatch a gun out of his hand? Common sense, bro. You know, just cause he looked like a little old, you know, young teenage guy, and you can figure you never let nobody take your gun out your hand, bro. I will shoot somebody my damn self if they come try to call. They're gonna take your gun out your hand and they're gonna turn around and shoot you with your own damn gun. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of lean toward a real lesser charge of mayhem, you know, something like that. I don't know how they're gonna get a murder conviction out of it. And I'm not gonna say, oh, he's guilty just cause he's white. No, I'm not gonna say that. And I'm not gonna say that at all. I'm just gonna say, never run up and try to take a gun out of a man's hand. You know, no matter who it is, you're asking for trouble. So guilty of a lesser charge, man. This thing's overblown. The media stirring this shit up, bro. The media shouldn't even. But this is the case that nobody should be hearing. But this shouldn't even be on the news. But like it goes like Black Lives Matters. Where Black Lives Matters, with this rapper getting killed, you ain't gonna see him on no quarter, you know, because it's black on black. But let a white cop kill somebody black, and MSNBC, CNN, and be all over this, just like the Rittenhouse thing. Being overblown, it's a distraction. I think B said it's a distraction to keep our mind away from what's really going on.
Yeah, man, that's some wise words right there, bro. Like you say, never let somebody take your pistol out your hand. Never let somebody disarm you.
No.
If in fact he's found not guilty, I think it's gonna be an issue in and of itself. Not because he's white, just because
the news media made it an issue. The
media plays a big part. While we talking about this right now, you got the trial with the guy Ahmaud Arbery's killer.
Thank you.
Going on right now.
They rarely get covered. Rarely hearing about that.
I don't want to focus on that.
Yeah. The shooter actually took the stand today, you know, and I watched a little bit of it, and the prosecutor asked him. He said, "Well, were you threatened? You was getting out your truck with your shotgun in your hand. Were you threatened?" This man was on his feet, walking, running, maybe. You feel threatened riding in your truck that you had to jump out of there with your shotgun? Shoot this man down? Yeah, he reacted. He tried to take the gun out the man's hand because he was pointing it at him. That's a natural instinct. Somebody trying to point a gun at you, you wanna disarm them so you don't die. How you came there? How you showed up to the scene? You came there pointing the gun. You came there while people were protesting, while people were rioting.
Exactly. That's why he was out there. He want to be a cop. He want to be an EMT. He was.
But here's the two things that I can agree with you on, Kabis. If you protecting your property, I think Doc said that if you protecting your truck or your car, your property, that's one
his property though. That's what I'm saying.
He showed up out there with a gun. That's the only property he had. His life and his gun.
That's what I'm saying. He was out there trying to play cowboy, and real life came and hit him in his face, and he ran. He ran because he a little boy. He was 17 years old. He a little bitty ass boy out there trying to do some shit. I'm telling you, it ain't no two ways about it, bro. From somebody who know criminals, a bunch of criminals got on his ass, chased him down the street, and he had a decision to make. Either let these dudes beat my ass and probably kill him. The dude had a gun too. It was either him or them, and he chose them. You know what I'm saying?
So do you get a pass because you young?
I ain't getting one, but I ain't getting charged with murder.
All right. So we shall see.
We
shall see. This verdict will be handed down soon, and as the jury deliberates, we can ponder on our opinions and see what happens.
Approach a man, take a man gun from him, no matter how big and weak he looks. Because that'd be the one that's gonna put a bullet in, scary with, bro. And some of them policemen should be charged because they were letting Rittenhouse run up and down the street with his gun. Instead of like the rest of the guy with the AK-47, they was standing by the business. They was just there protecting the business. Rittenhouse was running all through the crowd, you know, and shit. Being all gone.
We'll see how it turn out, though. We'll see how it turn out. There's gonna be an ending to this thing, just like there was a beginning.
It will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse. As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Yeah, you were born with dirty hands. Yeah, you a plowboy, and you're thinking silly, boy. Just trying to make you understand. Yeah, you a plowboy, and you're thinking silly, boy. Just trying to make you understand. Oh, yeah.
Thanks for watching the Plowboy Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victim's family.